What should you know before coming to Malta in this video? Welcome to another Malta Network Resources video. In this video I'm going to be talking about Malta, my country. So what should you know before coming here? Malta is a small island in the Mediterranean Sea. It is south of Sicily and north of Africa. So Malta is in the crossroads between Europe and Africa. Let's walk in Sliema and I'll keep on giving you some basic information. About 500,000 people live in Malta. I might give an updated figure. Gozo has a population of about 35,000, while 3 people live on Comino. There are some other small islands which are really not inhabited. Altogether the islands are only 122 square miles, or 10% the size of Rhode Island. You can find the megalithic temples of Malta, built around 36,000 BC. They are the second oldest structures in the world. Amazingly, they are as much as 1,000 years older than the pyramids at Giza and Stonehenge, about 300 years older than the Passage Tomb at Newgrange. It's not known what the purpose of the temples in Gozo actually was, whereas for the temples in Malta it is believed that they were part of a ceremonial site in a fertility rite. The fact that these structures still persist to this very day is very remarkable. Malta was part of the British Empire for 150 years, from the Treaty of Paris in 1814 until its independence in the year 1964. And even after that, Queen Elizabeth II remained the head of state for another 10 years until Malta became a republic. And that's why we celebrate Republic Day. The English influence can still be found here. We Maltese drive on the left. Beer is sold in pints. You can still find traditional red phone booths, even red post boxes in Malta and Gozo. Most importantly, for any visitors, English is the joint official language with Maltese. So you can speak English here easily. It's not a problem. You don't need to know Maltese. Of course, if you know a couple of words, that's always nice, but you don't have to. Traffic is hectic. Yes, it's a big problem. Buses are not that reliable to get to where you want to go. You may consider using other transport like taxis. We have a lot of taxi services besides the white cabs. You find other companies which have apps like eCabs. There's also Bolt, probably the most reliable. Bonjour has changed the app now, Bonjour Needs, and I haven't tested that. The app is not as user friendly in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. There's also Cool, which does the ride pooling, so you can share your rides with other people. That's an interesting alternative. It's cheaper. There's also now Uber. Uber has just started its operations in Malta. You'll find some of the same riders on the other services, on Bolt, which are now also on Uber. There is an offer also currently, which it depends on when you're viewing this video. It might not be valid anymore. Always check their Facebook page or website to check the latest information. So that is a bit of the information that you basically need to know. We have many beautiful churches all over Malta, and if you're in Valletta you can visit St. John's Co-Cathedral in Valletta. There's also, you can take a water taxi from Valletta to the three cities. Even to go to Gozo, I have a video on this. You can either use the Gozo Channel boat, or you can take the Gozo Fast Ferries. There's the Gozo Fast Ferry, which takes you from Valletta to Gozo, and that's basically a much preferred option. It's much easier to get to where you want to go, really. If you want to go to Gozo and you're on this side of the island close to Valletta, that's much easier to really, it's much easier to take the fast ferry. Anyway, unless you want to go by car, you have a car and you want to drive and take it on the Gozo ferry. So the favorite Maltese snack is the pastizzi. So these are pastry, light pastry, typically with ricotta or peas. So that's something which you will want to try. It's fast food, especially. It's the popular local fast food, traditional. You should also try other snacks like twisties. You can buy these in packets. Twisties, also Kinney. Kinney is a local drink. Let's see if I can see some Kinney here. No. Yes. Okay, I can see some Kinney over here. Those are 3 Kinney bottles. Wi-Fi. So internet access. So you can of course use your phone, and if you have roaming, you'll probably be able to use your phone's internet to get to internet. You can also find a lot of free Wi-Fi places. Every cafe, every restaurant typically has free Wi-Fi. So just inquire if you're not certain, but you can say most places will have free Wi-Fi. The weather is typically over 30 degrees in summer. We have a lot of heat waves. It can be a bit hectic to walk about during the day, and you might prefer to walk in the evening. It never snows in Malta. You're not going to see snow. Well, some information about the Maltese language. It contains elements of Arabic, Sicilian, Italian and English, more recently English. There are words which have been Maltesized, changed into Maltese from the original English. For example, cardigan with a K, from the English cardigan. And these are sometimes called loan words, English loan words. The Maltese language has 29 letters. Since 2008, Malta is using the euro. We switched from the lira to the euro. So if you're coming from a eurozone country, you can use your currency or cash, so to speak, without needing to worry about exchanging your money. So that's a big advantage for you. So some other information about Napoleon. He came to Malta once. He stayed at the Banca Giuratale and then in Palazzo Parisio in Valletta for some days. So this is some information which perhaps is not well known. And another question might be, what are the national holidays in Malta? When you're planning a trip, it's good to take care and know about holidays, national holidays, because they might affect For example, your shopping, they might affect your shopping. So the national holidays or festi nazzjonali are the following: Freedom Day 31st March, 7 Giugno, 7th June, Victory Day 8th September, Independence Day 21st September, and Republic Day 13th December. So now let's find somewhere to get a cappuccino, like Mason's Bistro. Let's see where I can find. There's also a nice view here, the sea and Valletta. The diving, I think. I'm going to dive. Thumbnail. I think he's going to jump. He jumped. Anyway. So they have cappuccinos, regular large, other teas, coffees, espresso, americano. They also have milkshakes and iced coffees, sugarcane syrup, beers, and all sorts of food also. Even burgers, breakfast until noon. I'm going to have a cappuccino. Another question sometimes I get is how to come to Malta to work, and well, I can't give you extensive information on that. I can point you in the right direction. You should go to the identitymalta.com website, and they have an expatriates unit involved in the legal migration process, and they cater for the processing and issuing of residence documentation. So basically that's the starting point. EU nationals exercising their treaty rights in Malta are issued with a residence document that reflects their immigration position in Malta. Whereas third country nationals are issued with a residence permit giving them authorization to legally reside in Malta and giving them the mobility to freely travel without a visa within the Schengen zone and cross its external border. Anyway, so basically this is it. Go to that website and inquire there. Okay, read what you find there, up-to-date information always, because this video is being filmed in 2022, so it might be out of date when you're watching it. So as always, go to that website, or whatever updated website will be replacing it at the time you view this video. So there's the difference between EU nationals and third country nationals, and there's also information with regards to Brexit. Okay.
support this channel by joining now. Become a member. Click the join button.
So thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Click the notification bell so that you will be informed of new videos. And please stick around for more content. And please leave a comment. Give me your suggestions. I will look into all the suggestions, of course. Of course, it depends on what I manage to do and not, but I will look into all of it. Now you'll be suggested another video to watch, so that could be something you haven't watched before. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye from Malta Network Resources in Sliema, Malta.